Before we get into how to make the perfect sequel to Splatoon, I just want to go over everything I like and dislike about the game really quickly. So let's try keep this under 15 seconds, shall we? Ready? Let's go. The core mechanics of the game are spot on, it's a joy to look at, the multiplayer is fantastic to the point of addiction, each level in the single player introduces a cool new application for the core mechanics, there's consistent updates keeping us interested, the urban setting is incredibly fitting, the use of Miiverse is awesome, the bosses are all strangely unique, I actually enjoy Callie and Marie updates, and it contains one of the best Nintendo overworlds I've ever seen. As for the bads, the level cap is strangely low, you can't change weapons in the lobby, and there's currently a lack of battle modes and overall content.
Phew. Well, it's no secret that I like the game, but regardless, we're going to get into some ways that I think Splatoon can improve to become at least what I think is the perfect game. So yeah, let's get into it. Pretty sure that was longer than 15 seconds. But whatever. We'll survive. Yeah.
Alright, so my first idea is a bit of a strange one, but one that could definitely add a new layer of strategy. So when we look at all the maps currently made available, they all have one thing in common. They're all outside. So picture this, in an update, or in Splatoon's inevitable sequel, Nintendo releases an indoor map, as in it's set inside a building. I mean, just imagine, you could paint across the roof and the walls, then you could go into squid form and hide above. From there, you could go full on Spider-Man and pop down to scare some unsuspecting opponents. How amazing would that be? I mean, I think this concept would really complement its current design. And yes, although I do know that walls don't count in the final covering percentage, I'm sure roofs wouldn't be out of the picture. So my next idea stems from Splatoon's customization. Now, I wouldn't say the abilities and outfits are lacking in scale or anything, but I've kinda noticed that pretty much everyone looks the same. Regardless of how distinctive you want to be, your appearance really just boils down to glasses, hats or headphones, t-shirts, jumpers or vests, and shoes that, well, are shoes. So a way to combat this would be to have a more intrinsic customization system. For example, at the start of the game, you only have the choice of your gender and eye color. I mean, Nintendo, I understand why we can't customize our height or size, but what about our hair? Or tentacles, for that matter? And what about a set colour while we're in the overworld? And what about a weapon painter? And what happened to our pants? They're kind of important. Now, I know, a bit superficial, and I'm probably asking for a bit too much, but even with just a few of these ideas, I think our squids would be a lot more personal. But nonetheless, the customization made available is a really good start, but it could be expanded upon. Alright, number 3. So now I'm going to play with the conventions of the game a bit. In its current state, Splatoon's battle modes are all centered around 2 teams. But what if we increase that number to 3, or even 4? Just imagine how colourful that would be. 4 teams blasting paint all over the place, and explosions going off everywhere? Oh, it sounds brilliant. Now, this idea would probably require some new maps that are a bit larger, so I wouldn't be too fussed if it doesn't appear in this entry. But I'm sure a 4-team turf war wouldn't be too absurd if Nintendo decides to make a sequel. Though we'll probably end up with 16 roller users. They're everywhere. Now, the matchmaking in Splatoon is pretty unfriendly, but it's generally okay to deal with. You're thrown in a random team regardless of if you're playing with friends or not, and there's no voice chat, which may be a problem for some, but I honestly don't think it affects it too much. But what if instead of being placed in a random team, you got to be a part of a squad that you could consistently play with, and maybe even enter tournaments with? Seriously, just imagine a monthly event where your squad could fight other squads in a small tournament. There could even be leaderboards that run continuously to show the highest scoring squads. This would really add life to the multiplayer and would definitely get a lot of people's competitive side buzzing. The prize for the tourney could be an exclusive item, money, or maybe even a badge that's exclusive to the winner. I don't know much about it, but I would imagine this would be similar to the incoming Smash Tourney mode, which does look pretty interesting. But regardless, I think this would be a worthwhile addition. My final idea is a bit smaller in scale, as in it's just a concept for a weapon, but I just thought I'd include it anyway. Think about it, what else is associated with paint but isn't currently in the game? Well, what about a spray can? It'd be so different to a lot of the other weapons, and it would fit so well in Splatoon's urban setting. I sort of see it as a short range type thing, that instead of shooting lumps of paint like a lot of the others, it sprays a consistent gradual release of paint, just like a normal spray can. Nintendo probably already experimented with this idea, but whatever. I think it would be cool regardless. Okay, so before I finish the video, I just re-examined all my ideas and, well, I just realised that some of my ideas may not have made any sense to you through simple words. So I decided to make a visual representation of my ideas in one gigantic picture that is horrendous. So yeah, here it is. This is the perfect Splatoon, apparently. You know, the saddest part about this is that I actually really tried hard at the beginning, but then this happened. Yeah, I hope your retina forgives me. Anyway, those are all my thoughts. Feel free to write your own ideas in the comments below, or maybe just say hi if you really want to. You can also check out my other perfect game video, which is all about Mario Kart, which I did a pretty long time ago. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.